everyone, I'm ShadowDTV. Today I've got a cool video for you guys. It's going to be, I guess, my top 5 tips for Marvel Snap. Now, some of these will be aimed at, I guess, new players, but if you, been playing Marvel Snap for a while, some of these tips you might not know. I know I had some friends that have been playing for a few weeks that asked me a question, and I'd go, yeah, actually, that's a pretty common question that I've been hearing. So even though they've been playing a few weeks, still were unsure of how some things work. So we're going to go through my top 5 tips today. Let's get straight into it. First tip, number 1, this is probably the biggest tip I can give to any Marvel Snap player, especially anyone that's trying to rank up, and that is hit that retreat button. Now, obviously don't hit it every game, but there is going to be almost, I guess, 50% of your games where you are going to have to retreat. And the reason for this is you don't want to lose that many cubes when you're trying to rank up. Now, I hear people, the biggest thing I hear is, oh, but I want to know what happens at the end of the game. I want to, see it to the end, see what the result is. And yes, I can understand that, if you play a traditional trading card game, like even digital ones like Hearthstone or Legends of Runeterra, or if you play Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, of course, conceding, you end up with the same result as if you just played out the game and lost. In Marvel Snap, though, retreating, you can actually, I guess, you retreating is not conceding the game. You are admitting defeat, but you're in control of how many rank points you lose. In Hearthstone, for instance, if you concede or if you play out a game and you lose, you get the same result. You lose 1 rank point or 1 star in that game. So there's no harm in playing the game out. In Marvel Snap, though, if you're in a position where there's no way for you to win, you should be hitting that retreat button. And even in saying that, I feel that unless you are, I guess, 99% sure that you're going to win, you should probably also just retreat. The way you're going to rank up fast is when you catch players who snap and then you snap back and then they go, they're just playing it out, even full knowing that you're probably going to win. That's how you're going to rank up. You want to be able to trick people into thinking that, that you're not going to win, but deep down you know that you can't lose. Of course, there's going to be situations where 8 cubes are on the line. You think you've got the nuts. You think you're just going to win, and you lose. There was a card that you didn't expect they'd play, or there's some crazy shenanigans with the locations. Sometimes you can't actually predict the future and predict, well, I guess unless you're playing Daredevil, but of course you can't always predict what your opponent's going to do. But you should be taking into account the possible things they can do, and if the game ends with you getting a win. That's probably my biggest tip. I reckon I probably hit retreat, 50% of the time, and it's fine. You're going to keep ranking up. If you're losing 1 or 2 cubes, couple games in a row, but then you're winning 8 cubes after that, you're going to just keep going up. As you can see, I've hit infinite this season, and I mean, that's the strategy. Of course, play a good deck. Get to know the deck, get to know the matchups, but hitting that retreat button can do wonders. All right, let's get into tip number 2. This one's, I guess, for new players, but there is some longer time players that actually don't know this, and that's how the priority of turns works. So obviously you're just simultaneously playing cards, but a question I get asked a lot is who actually who reveals first. Now, in the first turn, it is random, but you can actually see in the names, as you'll see up here, you'll have your name on the left and your opponent's on the right. So you will see an orange outline around the name, and that is who is going to reveal first. Now, for the first round, it is random, so you want to check that. But in later turns, it will be whoever is currently winning. So if I have 2 locations and my opponent only has 1, I will be revealing first. But the best way to always make sure is just check that, check the text, your name, and you'll see that orange highlight. That's the easiest way. You don't have to think about it. You can just look at that. But it is good to know that whoever is winning will be revealing first. You can, I guess, plan ahead. Maybe go, you're playing some cards. You're going to make sure that they are still ahead. So they reveal first, so you can drop like a Shang-Chi or I guess a Killmonger after they've revealed their 1-drops. So yes, it is very good to know how the priority works, and that's how it works. Again, I've had some people that have been playing for a few weeks and didn't know that. So it is, some people might say, yeah, well, obviously, but it isn't explained to you in the game. So it is I consider it a very important tip. All right, on to tip number 3. This is how ties work in the game. So generally, you've been playing, you've been winning, you've been losing, and then all of a sudden you'll see the word draw come up, and you go, well, how did we end up in a draw? At first, when I started playing, before it was explained to me even, I just assumed like if I win one location, you win one, and the middle one is even, then it's a draw, because that was my first experience. But then it happened again and I lost and I didn't understand why. And then I had it explained to me by a good friend of mine. Basically, it's very simple. I win a location, the opponent wins a location, and the middle one is a tie. For instance, whoever wins their location by the biggest margin wins the game. So if I'm winning my location 20-10 and my opponent's winning their location 5-0, I'm winning by 10. They're only winning by that 5 margin. So I would end up winning that game. So it is important when you're doing your calculations on turn 6, if you think a location is going to be a draw, how much you're going to win your location by. That can result in a win, a loss, or sometimes a tie. So that's how ties work. Very important tip to know, so you're not confused when you see that word draw come up. All right, on to tip number 4. This is a really simple one, mostly for new players. I think if you've been playing for a while, you've probably already figured this out. But if you go to if you go to the shop, and you'll see the little notification pop up each day. You can get 50 free credits every 24 hours. So I'm waiting for mine tomorrow. Just click on the, you just tap on the 50 credits and you'll get those added. It's a small tip, but it's important. Credits are a very important currency in the game, so you want to be maximizing how many you get. So log in every day and get those free 50 credits. And tip number 5, this is actually another like gameplay mechanic that not everyone knows. It might take you a couple of weeks before you find it, but it's good to know from the start. It's the undo all actions button. When you're in game, you've played like 4 cards and then you've gone, actually, I don't want to do that. The game doesn't allow you to remove cards, any card you like. You have to remove them in the order you played them. Now, this can be a bit confusing sometimes, and sometimes you just want to redo your whole turn. So before you've ended your turn, if you tap on the energy, it will come up with a screen, and you can hit undo all actions, and it will just undo everything that you'd played that turn. Of course, you have to do this before you end your turn. Once you've ended your turn, everything is locked in. But it is really important if you're trying to do some maths and you're thinking, oh, I got to pull all these cards back to my hand. You can just do it very quickly by hitting that button. So again, another simple tip, but I think another big one that can speed up your games and give you more time to think. Another big one with that is, like, I like to actually play the cards out so I can look at how the board state is, think about the maths of everything, how many locations I'm going to be winning or losing. And then if it's not, it's not ideal, I can undo all and then try another, board state. So yeah, really important button that I use a lot, and you should be using it too. Guys, thanks so much for watching for my 5 top tips for Marvel Snap. Again, if you're a beginner, I hope these helped a lot. And if you've been playing Marvel Snap for a little while and there was a tip that you thought was helpful, let me know in the comments section. And of course, if you have any other questions about Marvel Snap, anything from the shop to variants to the updates to the gameplay, just ask down in the comments. I'm always happy to help new and long-time players. I say long time, but the game's only been out for a few months. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content. I'm going to be streaming some games on YouTube, on Twitch soon, so stay tuned for that. Thanks so much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Let's go.